fundamentally, PrEP has changed how I talk about HIV prevention in my work. As an individual who takes PrEP, I find that in some ways, it allows me to not talk about HIV for the first time in my life, and in really, really positive ways. I think it's phenomenal to be able to be with a partner and not have to have that individual feel like they have to disclose their status to me. I feel like PrEP allows individuals to take really, really concrete steps to keep their sexual health in their hands. And I think that anytime that we are talking about expanding options and we're encouraging other gay, bi, and men who have sex with men to look at the things that are available to them as individuals and pick a strategy that is best for them, we're building empowerment, we're building self-efficacy, and the ripple effects beyond HIV prevention, I think, are huge. They're related, but they're huge.
And it's moved us beyond just talking about notions of risk and, disease prevention to talking about pleasure and desires and helping gay men get the sex that they want to be having, or exploring new ways of having sex and connecting with other men.
Frankly, the evidence is pretty consistent. PrEP is as effective as condoms at preventing HIV. And to hear the kind of constant pushback that oh, good for you, but I only practice safe sex, I think it's a different kind of stigma, and one we definitely need to continue to do a lot of community education and advocacy on.
PrEP, as you said, is fairly new. It's something fairly new. And the challenge of HIV, education on HIV, all along has not been about PrEP. It's been about what we need to know to go for testing and to find out your HIV status, and if you're positive, to stay on medication. And bringing in the issue of PrEP, I hate to say it's almost like overload of information. And to us in the communities that I'm working with, we're still battling to get them to go for testing. And if they test positive, to stay on medication. And PrEP to them is like, oh, really? So does it mean this is a cure? That's what I always get when you talk about PrEP to the communities. That is it a cure? And you just have to explain to them how PrEP works, how it can protect people. But it's a buzz. It's something new. But right now, people are still battling with staying on the medication to stay alive.
PrEP, we know, is one of the prevention tool, right? So what my community people are saying about PrEP, as you equal you, I can relate it to PrEP as well. Because, yes, the accessibility. PrEP is is preventive, but how to access PrEP? Who can access PrEP? So am I eligible for it? And who can afford PrEP? So education also is needed for PrEP, which is priority, good information.
I think we always need to be mindful to sort of who's on the margins of our communities and ensure that our efforts are reaching those gay men who experience inadequate access for a number of different reasons, costs being one of potentially many. And I'm hopeful for the future around cost and access.
I certainly think we will see increased access on public formularies in some capacity in all provinces, hopefully, although I can't speak to all provinces. But I think that it's unlikely, unless something changes with price negotiation or with generic availability once it comes off patent. It's not going to be, hey, if you're interested in PrEP, sign up. I think Quebec will stay the exception to the rule. I certainly think in BC, because of the way our formulary works, it probably is not going to be just added to, our provincial pharmacare program. I think it will probably be distributed or managed by, one of the, say, BCCDC, for example, BCCFE, for example, not forecasting that, but just some examples. But I think that there is going to be some risk criteria that individuals will have to meet in order to access PrEP.